So we're a little late on this recap, but we've been busy, but we finally got to it. And yes, we're dressed different. It does happen.
That's right. We don't always dress the same, but I do kind of feel like you're showing a lot. I'm not showing anything.
I'm just wearing a tank top. You have a turtleneck on.
Anyways,
what did you think was gonna happen?
Okay, so it's a recap of leg 5,
our best leg yet.
Let's get to it. Okay, so we start off with the girls, Raquel and Cayla,
Because we came in
4th and 5th on the last.
3 and 4.
That's right, 3 and 4 on the last leg, and I'm actually very happy that we were able to start first because we had this momentum, you know, this girl power momentum going on, and so we told ourselves, let's stick together, and so we did. We opened up the clue and we found out that we were going to be bungee jumping. Woohoo! I got so excited because coming onto the race, I was hoping that I would get to do something like bungee jump, because otherwise, realistically, I don't think I would have ever done it. Yeah, I was so jealous because I wanted to bungee jump, but I had gone skydiving.
So you had that experience.
Exactly.
So I have to thank the Amazing Race for giving me that once in a lifetime experience. So
yeah, very happy for Lala. So we get the clue, and Raquel, Cayla, and us, we start running back to the cars. Now, you don't see this because they don't show it, but we did tell each other, hey, let's do what we did in the last leg. Let's follow each other so we can help one another out.
And get there at the same time.
But as we're pulling out, the street's very narrow, and so they're facing one way, we're facing the other, and we can't double park and ask for directions.
And yeah, because we're gonna be stopping traffic,
right.
So that's not allowed. So it wasn't even intentionally done. They ended up going up, we ended up going down, and we kind of just lost each other from there. But the entire ride, we always wondered, gee, I hope they're okay. I wonder if they're not too far from us, or maybe they were ahead of us. We never knew.
Before we even get into the driving, Lala, I want to just clear some stuff up. We've been reading a whole lot. We've been getting some comments and some questions. And the main question that comes up is, do we have an alliance with Raquel and Cayla? And the answer is,
I don't know if it's an alliance. I think that even before the race started, we realized there was another female team, and it's been so long since a female team wins that we always said, gee, we really hope that we win, but if it's not us,
then we want them to win, right? We're supporting women empowerment, right? It's a
no-brainer.
It's a male-dominated world, and we need the women to step up. And so, if you guys want to call it an alliance,
it's just women sticking
together.
That's what it was, really.
But yeah, so we start driving, and what we did different between the first 3 legs and this leg is that we actually asked for directions. We stopped and we took really neat directions. We weren't sloppy about it like we were in the first 3 legs.
Yeah, we made sure to really ask, like, okay, well, what sign? Is there gonna be 2 signs? Is the sign gonna be on the left, on the right? Like, we asked multiple questions just to make sure that we wouldn't miss the sign or take the wrong turn or anything like that.
Now, granted, I did have a map, but what you guys need to understand is we're in a country where we don't know anything. I don't know how the road signs are. I don't know the rules and regulations, and honestly, I don't know how to read a map. I mean, we've been spoiled. We have GPS. Who needs a map anyways, right? And so me, looking at the map, I'm like, where am I? I had to figure out first where I was, and that took me some time to figure out. And then I didn't know if the top of the map was north, or if I was holding it wrong. Like, I didn't know what was north, what was south.
It was actually funny because I'm driving, and all I hear is like just figure it out.
Yeah,
like,
at one point she's like, what's taking so long? And I'm like, dude, I don't know how to read this thing. And so watching Cayla going through the same thing, I was like, okay, I'm not the only one that had an issue trying to figure out where we were in the map.
Now, I have to say driving, because it was like a 2-hour drive.
It was
to the bungee jump place.
To the Valle Versaca.
Yes. The scenery was absolutely gorgeous. You saw the mountains. There were many times you saw like different waterfalls. It was gorgeous.
I thought that I was in a Bob Ross painting. That's how beautiful Switzerland is. And I really don't feel like you really got to appreciate it because she had to be so focused on driving. But I was just mesmerized by the gorgeous green mountains and the waterfalls and just beauty all around. Nature at its finest. And you know, that's when we realized, I think we even talked about it inside the car.
So just appreciate the journey.
We get so fixated in our day-to-day, in our little bubble, right? That we forget that there's a whole other world out there to be explored and to be,
you know, we've done traveling, but it's always been like domestic. It's been, you know,
Miami, Vegas, LA.
But it's never been outside of the country.
Yeah.
So to see the scenery, to see the culture, to see the way people live, it's been a real eye-opener.
Yeah, and I encourage people
to travel.
Right.
Get out
safely,
there.
but travel and just really soak it all in because you have one life.
You gotta live it up.
You sure do.
So we finally get to the bungee jump place. And driving up is when I realized, oh damn, this is high up there. Am I really gonna be able to go through with it?
I felt like we were in a James Bond movie because you had the drones hovering over us. You had a helicopter with a camera guy out there. I couldn't believe it.
I think that made me more nervous. So I'm like,
is that your impression of a helicopter?
Let's see it again. No, I'm not gonna do it again. But I remember when we were running up and we had to grab a little key. Was it a key? I don't even remember. We had to grab a number. That's when I realized, holy shit, we're in third place. The whole time we're thinking we're trailing behind because we don't remember seeing another team around at all. And since we've been trailing behind the entire race, we're like,
yeah, it was kind of a shock. We're like, oh.
So we saw Dusty and Ryan and we saw Kim and Penn. Now, I started getting scared because I saw the look on Dusty's face. He seemed a bit flustered. And then I see Penn crying and I'm like, what am I getting myself into?
I do have to say, I found it to be so sweet that Penn was so emotional seeing his wife, who is a badass, jump. I was just like, wow, hashtag relationship goals. So sweet, so sweet. But seeing Dusty a little flustered,
it definitely made me nervous. Although I was excited, I was deep down inside trying to like be strong, but I had so much going in my head, like, okay. And then they're strapping you up and they're telling you, make sure to do this and then do that. And then once you jump, you got to pull yourself up and grab this. And I'm like, all right. And the gnome, I'm trying to like remember everything. And then when I get to right at the edge, I remember saying, don't hesitate. Because the moment you hesitate, the moment you're going to back out, you're going to start second doubting yourself. You're going to start wondering whether you're even going to jump. So I just remembered, he's going to count to 3, just jump. And that's exactly what I did. I took that leap and I remember keeping my eyes open the entire time. I wanted to make sure I remembered this moment. I wanted to see everything. And it was such a peaceful moment for me, which is kind of funny because everybody else experienced, like Kim had a hard time, Sherry definitely had a hard time, but for me, it was like a sense of peace. I didn't even remember hearing anything. I just felt like a bird flying. Wow. It was by myself and it was beautiful actually.
I'm so happy that you were at peace because while you were in this magical moment in your life, I was going through hell because I was not in control. And when I mean control, I meant like...
You always have to be in control.
No, that's not true, but I meant like if something goes wrong, which I knew wasn't going to go wrong because the Amazing Race is very good when it comes to, you know, protecting and safety. I thought, what am I gonna do? Like, what can I do? And I remember telling production, hey, if she snaps out of this, I'm jumping off of this. We came into this world together, we're gonna leave together. I was very nervous. I had this, I don't know, I had this like weird sense of, I think it was like a twinning moment.
Well, no, it wasn't a twinning moment because I was like in peace. I was like,
you were like in a zen and I was not. I was very nervous because like I said, I couldn't
control.
Like if something happens to you, I can't help you. So it was not the most fun. But when I see you flying like a bird and you're so happy, I was like, okay, yeah, let's pull her up. Let's get this baby up here.
I remember thinking to myself, shit, my mom is gonna be so mad at me because she's all her life
scared of heights.
She's terrified of heights, and she's always said, I don't ever want to find out that you bungee jump or skydive
over my dead body.
And I remember, well, she's gonna be surprised when she sees this on television. So I thought that, and then I had been dying to pee since before we left.
Yes.
To get to the bungee jump.
I remember you said you wanted to stop, and I was like, no.
Yeah, I refused to stop because I didn't want to waste time, and we had like this momentum going. So I'm like, I'm just gonna hold it, and then I for sure thought once I jump, I'm just gonna let it all go. I didn't. So that's the first thing I remember telling Lulu when I got back up. I'm like, I didn't pee myself.
Which to me, that was such a Lala thing to do. On the radio, you know, when we're doing our stuff, Lala will sometimes throw me off because she'll just say like the most random stuff. And that was one of them because I'm thinking she's gonna come up and say, oh my God, this was awesome, this is great. She says, I didn't pee my pants. I was like, yeah, Lala.
Which,
that's
by the
so
way, I held my pee until I got to the pit stop.
Yeah, she did.
I refused to go. My poor bladder.
But needless to say, great experience. We get the clue. It was actually inside the little gnome. He had a little clue, and it was a picture. No, it said we needed to go to a clue box.
Yes.
By the lakefront in Lugano.
I don't think it was in the gnome. They gave us the clue.
Did they?
Yeah, they gave us the clue, and we had to go to the beachfront, to Lugano, and get our other clue. Right. So once again, we made sure to get great directions, and we did.
And I thought it was funny because they show Raquel and Cayla still driving, and they're like, I think this was like one of the times where they're like,
way out there. Yeah, there was, because the thing is, there was like the scenic route, and then there's the highway.
They took the scenic route,
which was longer, and I think that's what kept them behind.
And I just find it funny that Raquel's like, oh, we're doing so good, and I can't believe this. We're like in the first place. Meanwhile, they're nowhere to be found.
But that just goes to show that in the race, you never really know where you stand.
Yeah.
So it's like a mind fuck.
Lala, dirty potty mouth.
Well, it's true. Sometimes you think you're doing great and really you're trailing behind, or sometimes you think you're in last place and really you're actually doing really good, which is what happened to us
too many times. But needless to say, we get really good directions and we make it to the lakefront.
Now, when we get there, gorgeous. It is just gorgeous. The view, the lake, beautiful.
We see Dusty and Ryan standing in front of a chestnut stand. And so automatically we think, oh, they've already made it to the pit stop and they're just grabbing a snack and they're chilling. I didn't think that they were still in the race. Kudos to them though, because they actually said, hey, you know, the clue's down this way. We had seen it, but they're like, just keep going.
It's on the pier.
Right.
So we went. We grabbed the clue, and that's when we had to make the decision whether we were going to take the staircase to heaven or make the sausage. Now, we realized that wine is heavy.
Wait, before you even get there, Kim and Penn, where are they?
That's right.
We didn't see them. We only saw Dusty and Ryan. And then again, I thought, oh, they've made it. They've made it to the pit stop as well. You know,
it is what it is.
They've been the strongest team so far.
So we just figured both of them were already kind of like
done.
They had done it, and we're of course trailing behind. So we get the clue and we figure out wine, 2-3 bottles start weighing. We don't really have upper body strength. Let's just go with the sausage.
Now, we obviously don't have any cooking experience either, but we felt it was gonna be easier for us since we don't have to carry
anything.
Right, and remember, we have our bags with us, and those were heavy, which I don't understand why we didn't learn our lesson. Our bag was so heavy. We should have gotten a smaller one
or gotten rid of things, but because of COVID, we made sure to pack like extra, you know, disinfecting wipes, and we're like, well, what if this happens, or at least we have this. You start thinking of like,
we left a lot of things behind when we realized, okay, we need to drop weight.
Anyway, we get to the rooftop.
No, before we get to the rooftop, we have to pick up the sausages.
Now, I start getting annoyed at this one over here because she starts looking at stores, wanting to go inside Louis Vuitton and Chanel and Yves Saint Laurent, and we're like, there's this.
But let me explain. This chair makes noise. But let me explain something. It is such a beautiful area that we're in, Lugano, where I'm looking left and right, and the cobblestone, the architecture of the buildings is just so beautiful. I was distracted. I was like, I want to go shop.
We're in the middle of a race.
I know.
If that doesn't annoy me, then she starts flirting with every single guy that she sees, complimenting their blue eyes.
First of all, you're talking out of your, you know what?
No,
I wasn't flirting. I am a friendly person. I was just complimenting on people's eyes. They were very good looking. They were, you know, they have nice eyes. I am a sucker for blue eyes. And I just felt like I needed to say it. What's wrong with that?
It held us back. That's what's wrong with it. Yes, the people of Switzerland are gorgeous. They're very good-looking people, and they were cute. But we don't have time for that.
You make it seem like I was talking up a storm. I didn't. I said one compliment, and that's it. Kill me.
Whatever. We'll agree to disagree. We end up having to find the rooftop, and we had to, you know, walk up 4 flights of steps.
There was a lot of steps. It wasn't the stairway to heaven like Dusty and Ryan and Kim and Penn and Sharon Akbar had to do, but there was
a few steps. We get there, and once again, we're focused. We make sure to write notes on the demonstration on how to stuff the sausage and work the machine and all that. And that's when she got emotional.
Which, by the way, anybody who knows me knows I do not like to show emotion. I do not cry in front of people. That's not my thing. I do that on my own time, okay? I'm an introvert when it comes to situations like that. I don't like to be vulnerable. I don't know why I'm like that.
So, you know, stuffing the sausage, we start remembering our grandmother because she always used to get the meat and roll them up in little balls and separate them and then freeze them. That came to us, and obviously we got emotional, and I think it was cute that you allowed yourself to be vulnerable and share that memory that we have with her grandmother.
Yeah, I could not hold it. I didn't understand why I was being so emotional.
She's being vulnerable. I'm fighting with the bees that are behind us.
But I just wanted you guys to understand, like, this is such a Lulu and Lala thing. I'm here concentrating on making the sausage, and Lala's arguing with a bee. That is such a Lala thing.
The thing is that they don't show it. There was, I swear, there was like a beehive somewhere. There were so many bees around it, and I'm like being distracted. I'm fighting with them, and she's very allergic to bees. She has to carry an EpiPen, so I was worried about her getting stung and then fainting or dying. Like, I have no time for that.
What an exaggerator. But I did find it funny that she's like fighting with bees, and I'm having an emotional moment. It was just, we were all over the place, but we were concentrated
on stuffing the sausage, which we even had time to do 2 extra just in case.
And I do want to say, it was kind of sexual, wasn't it? Like,
yeah,
when we were explaining it, I didn't realize it. But if you look back and hear,
because it's like the lining is like.
Or do we have dirty minds?
Probably both.
I think it's a combination of both. Whatever the case may be, it was a fun experience. I think that's all the cooking that I will ever do, because cooking's just not our thing.
But we were able to, you know, go to the judges, show them what we did,
and we got it in the first shot.
Thank goodness. We didn't want to have to go back up and start coiling sausages again. So it's when we realized that the little gnome had the following clue, and it was a little picture of this beautiful building, and that's when we realized, all right, this is it. We gotta get to the pit stop.
Something? I hope nobody ate those sausages, because we never washed our hands.
Well, I'm pretty sure nobody ate them. They were probably thrown out.
Probably. But
so,
yes,
we have this excitement, like, all right, we're getting to the pit stop. We have to, once again, we make sure to get great directions, but we're just so excited
that we almost get hit by a bus.
I don't even remember seeing the bus. I probably would have stopped.
I saw the bus. Okay, so in the States, right? You know that when you see yellow, you don't slow down. You move quicker so you don't get the red light.
Lulu, that's not how it is.
I mean, I know that's not the law, but we are all guilty of it. So we figured we have time to get there. Let's go.
I was just following you. I didn't see the bus. I don't remember seeing the bus at all until we nearly die.
Yeah, so, you know, that moment counts though. That could be the difference between last place or first place. You know what I mean? In hindsight, we should have not done that. Well, somebody could have gotten hurt.
Yes, but we run up to the mat, and I'm prepared to hear Phil say, congratulations, you are team number 5. Congratulations, you're team number 4.
When Phil says, congratulations, you're team number 2, I felt like he said, congratulations, you've won the Amazing Race. That's how freaking amazing we felt.
We were so proud of ourselves, and we honestly couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
Since we have been trailing behind to be number 2.
You keep saying we were trailing behind. We did pretty good last leg.
Yeah, we did, but I don't know. The first 3 legs were terrible,
Right.
so we know how that felt, and to be number 2, it was just we were so over the moon.
So, also, we beat Kim and Penn.
And they've
Love
been
them.
such a strong team. So it kind of gave us that confidence all over again. Like, hey, we are good enough.
We could do this. Honestly, I after I realized that we were team 2, I wondered how close were we to Dusty and Ryan?
Yes.
Because they had won last leg, and so if it was by like not that many minutes, I would have been like, damn, we could have won the trip.
But we also realized throughout the drive that sometimes we tend to underestimate ourselves, and
Yeah.
in turn, it kind of holds us back. And we
Yes.
need to stop doing that. And I know a lot of people go through the same thing. You know, even at work, you think you're not doing good, your best, or whatever. So sometimes, you know, being there on the mat with Kim and Penn, it just gave us that
Reassurance, like, yeah,
you got this.
Yeah.
You do have what it takes. So that was great. And I have to say, I have to defend, I have to give kudos to Sherry, who ended up bungee jumping. We all know that she's scared of heights, and she was a champ once again. You could see the fear in her face, and I was just so proud of her to see that she jumped. And for everyone that has negative things to say about Akbar or whatever, we have to just defend that relationship. We were with them. We saw their dynamic. Everyone's relationship is different. He is a sweet person. They've been married for many years. They have beautiful kids.
And I also do feel like you to the people that don't understand, everyone has, like Lala said, their way of doing certain things. If you actually Google and see everything that Akbar has done for the district that he works for the school that he works for, and for those kids, it's incredible. It really is. He is doing a lot to get those kids out of the streets and give them what perhaps they would have never had.
Exactly. It actually has inspired us to get more involved
In our community and try to
help out every way we can. So I just wanted to make sure to say that because I love everyone on season 33.
And remember, it's a TV show. There's got to be some drama, and
that's what it is.
Akbar
and-
is not like that,
No.
and Sherry, they have a loving relationship.
And we get so protective of our people, like, no,
Yeah,
you
so-
don't know.
Kind of like laying
Ease up on that.
Ease up on it, okay? Ease up.
They're beautiful people.
Yeah.
And then Arun and Natalia, I felt so bad they were trailing behind, but it was a non-eliminating leg, so they get a second chance. Good for them. And that's our little recap.
Yeah, I do want to say that if you have the opportunity to go travel to Switzerland, definitely do it. It is just gorgeous.
Garbage.
There was no garbage.
I don't remember seeing garbage ever on the floor. Not even gum.
Nothing. And let's talk about the bathrooms at the park that we were in. They were like bidets.
Yeah, like
Can
the
you imagine Central Park having a public bidets?
It's like the toilet cleans itself. It's so
It's
interesting.
a different world. And also, so we live in the tri-state, right? New York, New Jersey. You don't drink the tap water.
Well, New York has good water.
Well,
New
in
York
Jersey,
doesn't
you don't drink the
water.
tap water. You just don't. They were encouraging to drink the tap water in Switzerland. So it's kind of like
The opposite.
it was a culture shock. It really was. The water was delicious, by the way. So
I'm thirsty now.
I know.
But yes, if you're thinking about visiting Switzerland, think no more. Book the flight. Go travel and enjoy yourselves.
did we miss anything from our little notes here, Lala?
I think we got it all.
I think we did get it all. But next episode
Yes, next episode.
is gonna get a little interesting there. Definitely don't want to miss out.
But yeah, we'll see you in the next recap.
That's right. And make sure to like, subscribe, and all that good stuff.
And thank you for watching. We
Yes.
appreciate it.
We sure do.